John.
And Ronnie. So put this over on me. I'm gonna do a little talking today.
Oh, well, make sure you can see yourself.
Yeah, because you like to hog the fame, I noticed.
Hey, have at it.
Okay.
Buddy.
So this is our new series we're going to be doing once a week. This is called Bitch of the Week.
I know it's Gripe.
Well, you can call it Gripe or Bitch. I'm going to put on the title Bitch because people are going to be like, who's bitching?
Okay.
So this is our Bitch of the Week. Basically what we do, if you guys got anything that really piss you off and you want to air, please send us drop us a line, email.
We'll bitch for you.
However, and we'll get that out for you. But me and Ronnie got some major bitching to do today and things that really piss us off.
Yeah, man.
So I'm going to let Ronnie take the floor now.
No, you said you put it on you.
No, I want to do the intro to let people know what we were doing. Now, you, on the other hand, you go first. I'm going to let you because you always got some good bitching to do.
Okay, so I guess the first thing that I'm going to bitch about is my car. So, as you know, if you've watched our YouTube channel or, Instagram, I've been looking for a car since December, I guess it was, of last year. And, I found some that could have worked, maybe couldn't have worked. Anyway, I let John take over because John always has really good vibes and things when it comes to buying used cars. Me, I always went to a dealership. Any used car I went to the dealership. But he said, let me find you the perfect car and be done with it. Okay, so he looks for a couple of months. I don't even think it was a couple of months. It might have been like a month or so.
I think it was
a couple months?
On and off if you consider, because you started that way back in December.
That's true. And then I would be on a tangent, like, oh, I'm going to find a car, and then I just put it on the back burner. But I guess it was maybe like a month and a half where John was like looking, really hard. So all of a sudden he finds this Jeep, and you said it's 2004.
Yeah, it's 2004. It's not a 94.
I thought it was.
If it was 94, you got ripped.
Car. 2004. I know people think, oh, that's really old, but this car was in mint condition. They kept it in the garage.
Immaculate.
Yeah, very, very good. So we go up. I'm trying to keep this short because he really got it.
Yeah, because you tend to run sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna ramble.
Like a brook.
I'm gonna ramble because this is bitching time. So he finds the Jeep. He gets in touch with the guy. They're texting back and forth. All of a sudden, okay, we're gonna go up and see it. We go up and see it on one night during the week in the evening. Now these people live about an hour and a half away from us, which really is not that long when you consider Philadelphia, because a lot of places that you go to are sometimes an hour out, half an hour, 45 minutes out. So it really isn't that long in the grand scheme of things. But it was on the evening, so we may have run into rush hour traffic. Anyway, we get out there. Did he start complaining because we weren't there when the first time we got to see it? I thought that he complained that we was late.
I don't know. He was one of them nitpicky people, picking every little thing that
he did nitpick. So we got there, and we looked over it. He let us look inside. The whole spiel you go through, and we took it on a test drive. Drove great. And I'm trying to think what we had a price set in mind. He wanted $2,000 over the price we had set in mind.
No, he wasn't 2,000, babe. I believe it was around. It was probably it was around $200 going back and forth. But normally most people will drop at least a couple hundred. A couple hundred is no big deal because most people have a number already set in their head. Very few people, unless they put firm, which this man didn't, very few people will ever turn around and be like, I'm not dropping a penny. People do that, but they put firm on the ad or however they're selling it. They just don't leave it open, and then when you go up there, because it's always good to get a couple hundred off for the sole fact most of the time you're going to need little odds and ends. You assume that when you're buying something used, because if you didn't want to do those little odds and ends, then you would buy new and just avoid the whole used SUV thing, truck, whatever you're looking at. So like I said, you always are going to assume that you're going to have to do some things with it. But like I said, this man was just totally stuck, which he didn't put in his ad firm. He was just totally stuck on that number that he originally put on the ad.
Well, he was a newbie in trying to sell the car, and he was selling the car way above the blue book price, is what I was saying. It was priced higher.
Yeah,
right.
He did.
That's what I'm saying. He had
but he reduced it before we actually contacted him.
He reduced it because he had some astronomical price. I'm like, what do you think you're getting this money for this car? So he didn't, and he claimed that that's what the blue book said. And of course, I had my papers with me, what the blue book says. So I'm like, no, that's not what this car is going for. So they kind of haggled back and forth. I can't remember how much he went down, but either way, we agreed on the price. But he's showing us the back, and he had like the mats in it and everything. He said, oh, I tried to sell these mats because they were the WeatherTech. I tried to sell these mats online, but I couldn't sell them. Well, because they are very much designed for individual cars. It's not like a one size fit all. So of course, unless somebody had a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee, it's not going to fit. All right, so we decide, I know what you guys went on and on about. Don wanted him to gift us the car so we didn't have to pay the taxes. He thought we was trying...
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, you did.
That's illegal. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, babe. And not unless it's really true. We didn't do that. Now you're totally screwed now. He didn't do it anyway, so it's not illegal.
He didn't do it anyway.
But it would have been, and then you go out there broadcasting it.
The point being...
We've never done that, by the way.
No, we've never done it. The point being, this guy was afraid of every little thing. You know, he was in touch with the tax place. Anyway, long story short, we go out to pick up the car. We get there. He's calling us the whole time. Are you coming? Are you coming? We ran into traffic. It was on a Saturday. Okay, maybe we would get traffic, maybe we wouldn't, but we said we're on our way. Why are you texting every 15 minutes to see where we're at? We're on our way. Now, here's the thing. We said, if you got something to do today, we can make it another time. No. We want to do it. We get up there. He's complaining about how late we were. We really were not that late. We really did get stuck in traffic. So we're like, okay, we're gonna drive, the car over, or how you want to do this? You want to hop in our car and we go over? No. I'm gonna hop. No, well, I don't want to do that. I want to get in your truck. My wife will drive the car over, and I'll follow you guys, and then I'll follow her, and you follow me. Okay. So the tax place seemed like it was maybe 15 minutes away, right? 15, 20-minute drive, at least.
It's about 20 minutes.
We get over there, and so meanwhile we're following him, and I'm looking at the car, and I'm like, what is he driving? And this guy haggled us on price, every little thing. He wanted more for it. And I happen to look at the car, and I'm like, no, this mofo is not driving a Tesla. And he complaining about money.
$200.
$200. Now listen, I know there are people out there saying, well, my money's my money, I work hard for it. Really? This is almost a 20-year-old car that your wife kept immaculate, she drove or whatever, and now you're going to haggle over a couple of $100 and you driving a Tesla? Again, long story short, we get our asses over there. He doesn't even have, when they start to, do the tag work, he don't even have his driver's license. All that shit you talking about, and you get us over here and you complain about this late, and you got to go back 20 minutes to get your damn driver's license. Then I was pissed. So I started talking to the wife. The wife was lovely. We had the greatest conversation. Turned out we had a lot in common. Her son went to Pitt. We were talking about the drives back and forth to Pittsburgh, stuff like that. We loved it. Thing about it is, 20 minutes later, he comes back, and he's still like trying to rush it. When you sign the paper, do I have to stay here? The woman's like, well, no, your part is over. Okay, see you, goodbye. And to make matters worse, he took the mats. He didn't give us the mats. That's gripe session number 1. So, to put it into perspective, I love the wife. She was great speaking to her. The husband kissed my butt because he was a pain in the ass. Seriously. All right. That's all I got to say about that. You got a gripe?
I got a couple.
Have at it.
Okay. So.
Are you on there?
Thank you very much, Brooke. I'm ready. You got me right in the middle. Very good positioning on your part.
Yeah, no, I can't tell.
So, mine goes to the retail pet chain.
Oh, Lord.
Now, see, I was going to say the whole virus thing out last year, and as far as prices and stuff, but there are legitimate businesses that really did have to raise their prices. Restaurants, places that weren't open that suffered. Those places exempt. The pet chains, basically, totally different animal, no pun intended, because basically these places were essential businesses. I do landscaping, we were essential business, so we were open all through the pandemic. When you go into these pet chains, these people will always tell you, they'll be like, you go in there, and let's just take example, the price of a cricket. I know this probably sounds like a minute thing, but it's definitely a bitch. Price of a cricket, it runs around 11 cents, 12 cents, in a lot of these retail places. They got the price of the crickets, 16, 17, 18 cents a cricket. One of the people who worked there actually had the guts to tell me that the coronavirus basically jacked up the price of the crickets. First of all, that didn't happen. Again, pet chains trying to gouge. Pet food jumped up in price in certain things that we were using and stuff like that. These were essential businesses. Just say you're trying to make a little extra profit. Don't blame the whole pandemic thing. If you were an essential business, and a lot of their suppliers, like pet food suppliers and stuff, they were essential business because people had to feed their pets. That's not cool.
I think everybody just jumped on the bandwagon with the pandemic. Amazon. I am an Amazon hoard. I mean, I just buy from Amazon every day. I didn't say whore. I said hoard. And a lot of their prices went up, and I'm like, wow, they are really price gouging on Amazon. So it's just everybody's taking advantage of it. Hey, I didn't make any money last year, so now I gotta recoup this year. Let me just throw my prices up sky high, and if people are going to buy it because they want to buy it. No, I won't. I will find a cheaper spot for something that I want, or place. I will shop around. And you won't get my coins. So that's that, my coins. Yeah. So you're complaining about pet stores. So that's
an essential business.
Yeah. I got a gripe. This happened about a month and a half ago. So I'm sitting in my office. We got cameras, around our house or whatever. And my gripe is about people these days. I guess children these days just have no sense of what they should be doing, no sense of right or wrong. I don't know what the parents are doing nowadays when they're raising kids. I feel like I sound like my grandmother when I say this, but it's really true.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, you were the diggity here. Yeah, it's
Did
like
you say diggity?
No, the thing in here was like, I can't hear you. The horny ear or something. But the thing is, it's like they have no common sense. I just don't understand. I guess it's like they just do a lot of things and they feel there's no repercussions. No, they can just do anything and not be called, the task for it. So I'm looking and I'm doing my work or whatever, and I happen to glance up at the camera and I see this kid come over. He comes through my neighbor's yard. So he was back there doing something with his shed. I think he was trying to get it. I see him cross over. Now my next door neighbor has this beat up piece of the basketball court that he refuses to throw out. This thing has been hit by the trash truck I don't know how many times. He has then jerry rigged it up to a tree. It's still falling down. It fell down on John's truck a couple of times. Like I said, the trash truck has hit it. It's always falling over and he don't want to throw it out. I'm like, really? Seriously, how cheap can you be? Put it in your driveway or just throw the damn thing away, because it literally is going to fall apart if he takes it down, so it doesn't work. And I even discussed it with him, and he gave me a whole bunch of shit, and I'm like, you know what? If it hits somebody's car or somebody get hurt by it, you're paying for that, not me. So, see this kid, he walks over, and he looks at our gate, which it has a big red and black sign on it, beware a dog. This kid starts messing around with the lever on the gate and opens it up and goes inside the yard. Well, I swear, now, you guys know I got a bad back. I have a chronic condition. I don't know how I jumped up out of my seat and flew down those steps 2 at a time to get down there, to get on the deck so I could see what this kid was doing. I get down there just enough time to see him coming out, and I said, excuse me. And he looks up at me. Yeah, I said, what were you doing in there? I was just sightseeing. Oh, what? I was just sightseeing. I said, you do know that this is private property. This isn't a park back here. You see that ours is gated off, so therefore you know it's not a park. You do know that you don't go on private property, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just looking around. You don't look around on other people's property. I said, do you know what that sign there says?
But see, where you went wrong, when he said he was sightseeing, you should have said, let me get your tour guide. He's called the police!
So anyway, I said, do you know what that sign says? I said, it says beware a dog. I said, if my dog was out there, he would have chewed you to pieces. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I said, where are your parents? Well, I'm sorry. And then he just starts walking away real quick. I was like, yeah, you go home to your parents. And I was waiting for some parents to come back and say some shit to me about that. So he walks away. And so I let Schultz out. I said, you see this dog right here? And he starts walking real fast. And Schultz just played right into it. Schultz came right out, stared at him and went, woof. And I was like,
you do that,
that's my dog. And I said, you see this dog right here? I said, take a good look at him, because he's going to be out there in the yard. You don't want this dog coming after you. The whole time he was running down the thing, looking back at Schultz. But my point was, where are your parents? Where do you think it's okay? And not only that, the strangest thing about it, I'm like, okay, you little would-be criminal. He talking about, oh, I was just sightseeing. When I went back upstairs to look at the footage, he went over to our van and tried to jimmy the lock. He went over to the shed that we have in the back, was trying to open the shed. How is that sightseeing? This is what I'm saying. Kids today just don't care. They just do a whole bunch of stupid stuff, and the parents aren't raising them to be like, you know, this isn't what you do. You don't go on other people's property. That's not sightseeing, trying to open up their. So if you got in there, what were you going to do? You're trying to open up somebody's van. That's against the law. What the hell are you thinking? You don't know how much I wanted his parents to come searching for me. I really did, because I had the footage ready. I was about to tear them a new one if they came and be like, oh, you don't like what I said to your kid? Get your little raggedy ass on somewhere and stop trying to break into people's property. So yeah, I went on and on about that, because me and my girlfriend talk about that. Me and my friend Penny, we talk about this all the time, because kids are just, I don't know, they're just out of control.
Out of control. And the moral of that story is, watch your kids.
Yeah, watch your kids.
Especially if they're young.
I don't know how old this kid looked like he might have been 10 or 11. In other words, he looked old enough to know better. And the fact that he was like, oh, I'm just sightseeing, proper, means that, you know better. So, on that.
You old.
Because that still gets me round up, because I'm like, make your kids behave. So, what else you got?
Okay, so I'm going to wind this up. This is my second bitch of the week. Gripe. When you go to a store, and I'm not blaming.
John is always with stores.
Yeah, this is my retail bitching of the week. So when you go to stores, and I'm not blaming the people that wait on the people, work the registers and stuff like that. I gotta blame certain managers out there, though, that think that it's a good idea to have your employee ask somebody who has 6 things in their hand, would you like a bag? No, I want to have a basket.
That's John's biggest pet peeve.
Because if you have one thing, like if I go into a Wawa or convenience store, I buy a pack of gum, you don't need to give me a bag. If I got a soda in my hand, you don't need to give me a bag. If I got 6 items in my hand, various things, everything from toilet paper to a ham, don't ask me do I want a bag. I mean, let's be honest, them bags are 2 cents a piece, and that's probably on a good day. There's no reason that's got to be the most annoying thing that you can ask somebody who's coming into your store and buying stuff. Like, again, a soda, a pack of gum, perfectly fine. Most people are going to say they don't want a bag or not take a bag anyway, perfectly fine. If you buy toilet paper, a canned ham, a screwdriver and some light bulbs, give that person a bag, okay? He's got way too much profit that he already has basically giving you for you not to loosen up and spend that 2 cents to give that man a plastic bag, which probably, because they're so cheap, is going to split when he gets out of the car, and his shit's going to roll all over the place in the driveway. But that's beside the point. Don't aggravate people by not giving them a bag when they got 6 things or more. And that's my bitch of the week.
John has said some really crazy things to people too. When they say, "Oh, do you want a bag?" He's like, "No, I'm just going to carry it out with my head."
But see, you open yourself up for that because, and again, I'm not blaming the people that work the registers, but if you have a manager in a store and that's going to be a policy, then he needs to set the parameters of that and be like, basically, look, if somebody comes in and they got an armful of goods, don't ask them if they want a bag.
I understand.
2 things, perfectly fine. 2 little things, if they can stuff them in their pocket, perfectly fine. But if somebody puts 6 things on the counter, don't ask them if they want a bag.
Yeah.
Because that's just annoying.
It boils down to customer service. Whether it's customer service face to face or it's customer service over the phone.
Well, it's
People
training. It's basically comes down to training.
But that's what customer service is. You have to be trained.
Yeah,
you can't just pick somebody out of a bush and tell them here.
Because there are
these
people.
Customers.
Yeah, but you can't take customer service. You can't put everybody. You can't just say customer service in general, because basically that kind of groups the good people who do customer service and with the bad,
which is far and few in between.
Yeah, but it's training.
Yes,
is what it is.
It does come down to training. All right, so you done with your gripe session?
That's all I got to say today.
All right, so I guess this is going to be, like you said, just maybe a weekly thing.
Yeah, I like to do once a week because I got some bitching to do. We
always have something to gripe about. We just like gripe to each other, so we might as well gripe to you guys, and maybe you'll get some enjoyment out of it.
And if they got some gripes, send them to us.
Yeah,
we'd like to do your gripes
send them my way, and we'll see. We'll see if we agree on gripes, and we want to bitch about it, because there's a lot of stuff going out there that I know that gets on your nerves as much as it gets on my nerves. And I'm not always like a negative Nancy, because I'm really not. I'm positive about everything, but I do believe that there are times when you just need to go off on something, get it out of your system, and then you're zen again. That's how I roll.
And you know what I say? Let's make every week a bitchin' week.
You know it had to.
Come on, that's fun.
You know it had
bitchin'.
So with that being said, what do we say? What do you say?
You always say peace and love.
I say peace and love.
Right. What do I say? Have a good one.
Have a good one. God bless.
God bless you all.
Yeah. All right, folks.
What do they call it? Ye gentlemen. That was
That's
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, that was a Christmas
Okay,
one.
you're like 6 months ahead. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one, y'all. Have a good one.